Hey friends, it's Melissa here with Team Bugz, and we are doing a bit of a unique video today because I'm walking you through my nursery monitor setup in my home. So right now we are in baby number three's room and I have my Nanit monitor set up, but I'm also gonna take you into my 5 and 3-year-old's room. They started sharing recently with a bunk bed, show you the nursery monitor setup there. Let's talk through my decision criteria, and I'm also going to show you some of the amazing accessories and the in-app experience. Now, before we get into a review of the monitor itself and the in-app experience and everything else, let me walk you through what I have and why I have it. Because the most popular selling Nanit product is definitely the Nanit Pro Camera Plus wall mount. That being said, we already have a video on the wall mount complete with full installation instructions and a live walkthrough. So we'll link that video down below. Today, we're going to be talking about kind of all products around that because ultimately my needs were a little bit different. So let's talk about my nursery first. Within my nursery, I have this absolutely gorgeous wallpaper. So I did not really want to put holes in my wall to mount a camera to the wall itself. So for me, I immediately thought the floor stand with the Pro monitor might be the best solution. The floor stand also allows me a little bit more ease of transport for bringing my monitor into our room to have an aerial view of the bassinet for those first, let's call it a year or maybe 4 to 6 months where we are sleeping with baby in that bedside bassinet. So for me, the floor stand ultimately made more sense for my needs. Then with my older boys, we recently put them in a room together. They are in a bunk bed situation, so I couldn't have an aerial view monitor for that because then I'd only be looking at my 5-year-old and realistically the monitor would be way too close to his face. So for that need, I actually used the Nanit monitor on the flex stand, which allows me to see both beds and was a really great solution for, it also has like a nice wide angle lens, so I kind of am able to see their full room. In addition to the monitor on the flex stand, we also are, working on some new sleep routines with my big littles, I'll call them, because they're sharing a room now. They're kind of messing with each other's go to bed time, messing with their wake up time. So we brought in the Nanit Sound and Light machine to help reset those routines, which I'm going to walk you through, but I am absolutely obsessed with it. And we have seen major changes since implementing this for their routines, making sure that they stay in bed when it's bedtime and that they're getting up at the right time and not 5 a.m. So let's talk a little bit about the Nanit Pro monitor itself. Ultimately, you can install this monitor in 3 different ways, and those methods are a bit interchangeable as well. So you can do a wall-mounted install with hardware directly on your wall, or if you have beautiful wallpaper such as myself, then you can do a floor stand install, which still both methods give you that aerial view. Or if you prefer to, have your monitor installed on a shelf or on a separate wall, or you're looking at 2 beds like I am, then you can also use the flex stand. The flex stand is also great because you can easily detach your monitor head from the floor stand or the wall stand and attach it to one of these flex stands, which is a really great and super easy travel option. So if you're going to the cottage for the weekend or on vacation, just because your monitor is mounted to the wall does not mean that you cannot also travel with your monitor. So I love that feature about Nanit. Let me just pop this back onto my floor stand. So the monitor itself has 2-way audio, which means you can hear baby, but you can also speak to baby directly through the monitor. One of the cool things about Nanit is that it does not require you to have a secondary handheld device. So you can just monitor baby through the monitor using your smartphone or a tablet. And you can also have, multiple people hooked up to that. So my husband has the Nanit app, I have the Nanit app, and if we had a babysitter or other caregiver in, we would also be able to give them access to keep an eye on baby for the night. In addition to two-way audio, it also has background audio. So one of my concerns when getting the Nanit, I was like, am I gonna have an issue where I have to be open in the app all the time to hear baby? And you really do not. You can turn on background audio, which means everything that you're doing on your phone, the background audio from the monitor is still there, so you can hear if baby starts fussing or crying or you need to tend to them. The monitor itself also has a low level night light involved, so you can actually turn it on and it's just a really nice subtle night light effect. You can set a timer on that, so if you do need to tend to baby in the night and you just need a little bit of light to keep that going, or if your little one is soothed by a little bit of light, that's a really nice option just to have available to you. Talking about some of the other great features about Nanit is that in the app, you also have the ability to access all of these advanced analytics. I'm gonna go through the full app experience in a little bit more detail later, but you ultimately can get so many insights about your baby's growth and development, their sleep cycles and sleep history to really help you navigate those early sleep stages as a parent, because we all know when we're exhausted and baby's up constantly, sometimes it's hard to think through what's going on and how to solve problems and what the trends are. How many times were they up? I don't even know. I felt like I was up all night last night. So the fact that they are able to connect those insights based on your monitor and what those findings are is super helpful for those early parenting days. The other thing that I love is how they've taken it one step further. You can now get smart sheets or different baby wearing accessories to enhance your analytics even further on baby's growth, breathing patterns, development, and more. Okay, so I've brought in my phone because I'm going to talk you through some of the app features and the enhancements that are available. I will first note, you do not need to have a subscription in order to use your Nanit monitor. So you can fully use this as a regular monitor without a subscription. That being said, when you purchase a Nanit Pro monitor, it does come with a free 6-month subscription to Nanit Insights. Now, Nanit Insights is going to give you access to morning and evening highlight reels, sleep tracking, personalized sleep coaching, breathing, monitoring activities, and a few other elements. So it is pretty cool that you get all of those metrics and analytics for those first 6 months, because that's when you were experiencing a lot of different sleep cycles and sleep changes with your little one. Okay, so within the Nanit app itself, you have your basic baby monitor capabilities. So you have the ability to watch over your monitor as I'm doing here. You can do a split screen if you have multiple monitors. So I'm able to watch both the baby's room and the boys' room, no issues. You're also, of course, getting notifications if there's too much noise or if baby is moving around a lot and needs tending to. One of the things that I really like is that you can actually set the sensitivity level. So, you know, for my older boys, they're gonna be yapping to themselves as they go to bed. So I can set that noise level to be pretty low sensitivity in case, you know, somebody falls out of bed. But with the baby, of course, I want it to be a little bit higher sensitivity, especially in those early days, because I want to be keeping an eye out on how things are going. So love that you can do that within the monitor app itself. And you can also see your real-time temperature. You can see humidity within the room. You can also take a screenshot of pictures. This is where you're going to actually talk to baby through the monitor. So let me see if I can catch this on camera. Hi, little baby, go to sleep. Did you hear that? That was pretty good audio quality. This is, of course, within the app is where you're going to also get access to all of those insights and analytics about your baby. So when you purchase a Nanit Pro monitor, it is going to come with a 6-month free subscription to Nanit Insights. That plan is going to give you highlight reels for your baby. It's going to give you sleep tracking analytics. It's going to give you personalized sleep coaching, breathing wear analytics if you're using any of their breathing wear accessories, and a few other features like that. That's free for 6 months. You can pay to continue that if you want, or you can also select different higher level plans that track history for longer or provide even more robust insights. So I really love that they give you some of those really cool features off the bat, and then you can really choose your own adventure as to how much information you need moving forward. Some of my friends are like completely hands off with information and they're like, I don't really need much at all. Other people, you know, feel a lot more comfortable having all of those insights. They want to be able to look back on baby's sleep from 6 months ago, and it totally is a very independent choice. So I love that Nanit has made that available to parents. One of the other features that I really like about the app is that it is directly connected to your Nanit sound and light machine. So this is actually the sound and light machine that I've stolen from the boys' room just so that we have it here. But you can control this Nanit sound and light machine from within the Nanit app. So it really creates a very wholesome little ecosystem of Nanit products. So quick story time. When my oldest was about 2 years old, we went on a family vacation to Florida, okay? And while we were there, he was out of a crib and sleeping on a mattress for the first time. It was an experiment that went really awry, in short. And one of the reasons it went so awry is because he was waking up between 4:30 and 5 every morning, being ready for the day, and would come prancing into our room, good to go. And by the end of the trip, I was like, this has been a vacation nightmare. We've been awake the entire time. And before we left, I purchased the Nanit sound and light machine. So it was waiting for us when we got home. And we've always been a family that leveraged sound machines for sleep time to help create that association and really just people sleep really well. My boys sleep really well with the sound machine. It also kind of helps to dull the household noise, etc. So we always had a sound machine. With the Nanit sound and light machine, we were able to actually establish routines, which have been a major game changer in our family. So ultimately we have, you know, a very low level red light with white noise when it's sleep time. That's from, let's say, 7:30 at night until 6:50 in the morning. And the boys know red means bed. So if the light is red, then that means that they should be in their beds. At 6:50, you know, when they might be rousing, but it's not quite time for them to get up yet, we have yellow. So the light turns yellow, the sound machine is still on. And that basically means if you've woken up at this point, then try to stay in your beds, but it gives them a little bit of hope that morning is coming soon, don't worry. And helps to just extend their patience a little bit longer. And then at 7 a.m., the light turns green as part of our preset routines, and that means go. Green means go, you're good to get up, come into mom and dad's room and say good morning. So that has been such a game changer in our family. I find that those routines and those patterns have really been helpful for my boys. They listen to them regularly, so they know, try not to come out of your room until the light is green. And it's been great. And it worked so well with our first that we very quickly implemented it with my second. I think he was only 6 months, so he didn't even know those associations yet. But as he got closer to 1 year, it was very easy for us to really integrate those routines into his schedule. So with the Nanit sound and light machine, I've got it here. You can set favorites so you can actually manage from the top. So here, one of my favorites is just turning this on as a little night light. My other favorite is the bedtime red light and noise. And you can set that up right from the machine itself. You also have a clock, so helping with your little ones telling time, which is great. And then you have the ability to actually increase volume and brightness from the back of the device. But what I really love is the app. So on the Nanit Sound and Light Machine app, you can set up all of those routines that we chatted about. They've got some really great sound options, including music and instrumentals that are really beautiful. You actually have a full color wheel, so you can customize any of your colors. You have full volume controls, and you can also change the level of brightness or dimness of the colors themselves, the lighting, but also the clock, which I find really nice because some clocks are like very jarring in the night. So I like that we can actually dim this clock. And I also like just how seamlessly it pairs with our other Nanit monitors. So I can actually access the sound and light machine features directly within my Nanit monitoring app. So you can either have them same, or you can have them separate. So one of the other things that I like is that you can also set different routines for different days. So we've gone through phases where we set a bit of a different routine for the weekend to encourage the boys to sleep in a little bit more. didn't work out as well as we had hoped. But you know, different families have different routines on different days. So being able to set things up very individually to your family's needs is a really cool option on the Nanit Sound and Light machine. Now, I mentioned at the start of this video that my boys were recently moved into a bunk bed situation, which means an aerial view camera wasn't really gonna serve. We needed something that was a bit more frontal on and we could see both boys in their beds just to make sure that, you know, they weren't up to any super crazy shenanigans. So this is where I really liked the flex stand. We mounted it on a super small little shelf in the corner of their room, and it does have a lot of range of motion, so we could just make sure that we were getting that proper positioning. And I also really liked that there was no installation required. We just literally popped the monitor onto the stand itself and we're ready to go. And it still has all of the same functionality. So that two-way audio, the full in-app experience. It does provide different level of analytics. So if you're looking for all of the enhanced analytics with like the Nanit Insights plan and everything, you don't get the same level of analytics with the flex stand camera as you do with the floor stand or the wall mount camera. So just something to keep in mind as you are selecting the best monitor situation for your little one's room. That being said, I don't need sleep analytics on my 3- and 5-year-old. At this point, we're pretty well established. So the flex stand is a perfect option for us. And it delivers a 130-degree view of the room. Plus in the app, I can actually kind of move it around to see, you know, more areas of the space. So my little one right now loves to crawl out of his bed and roll underneath the bed to go to sleep. So with that additional movement and range of motion, I can just kind of keep an eye on where he is choosing to sleep on any given night. Now let's chat about the floor stand for a moment, because I already mentioned I went with the floor stand for mainly 2 reasons. I wanted something that was a little bit more transportable. A lot of families will actually do a wall-mounted monitor in the nursery and then have a flex stand that they use for those earlier days in the bassinet, which is a perfect option for many families. For me, knowing that we weren't going to be going with a wall mount because of our wallpaper situation, I went with the floor mount because that ultimately gives us the same level of transportability. I can have my floor stand in the nursery when the baby's sleeping in the crib when they're a little bit older, but I can just as easily move that floor stand into our main bedroom so that we get a great aerial view and we can still get all of those analytics of baby in the bassinet for those early sleeping months. Now, there are 2 different height adjustments on the floor stand, so I liked that versatility. And you also have the, it was just so easy to install. I literally clicked the pieces together, and it even has a little cord runner on the ground, so you're not worried about having loose cords and cables. They have it all enclosed in a plastic sheathing so that it is out of the way and a non-tripping hazard. Nanit also offers some really cool accessories that pair with the monitor and with their app and all of their different analytic options. So one of those is actually the Smart Sheet, where you can actually measure baby's height and changes to their height over time. There's no wires or sensors in this sheet. The monitor is just able to pick up on signals to ultimately say baby has grown or baby is this big. Some of the other really cool accessories are Nanit's line of breathing wear. So I've got a few options to show you today, but there are so many more. So we've got our breathing bands. So these are actually a band that you would just put over baby's torso, and that will share analytics on baby's breathing motions and patterns throughout a sleep cycle, which is very helpful information for parents, you know, trying to troubleshoot and help their baby to learn to sleep better. So breathing wear bands, amazing. They also offer the same breathing wear technology built into a sleep bag, or for your brand newborn, you can have it as part of a swaddle. So it's built right into the swaddle itself. You can also purchase, you know, a onesie pajama set that has that breathing band built into it. So Nanit is definitely making it very easy to really take advantage of all of the analytics that they offer so that parents can have that peace of mind. I hope that you have enjoyed this walkthrough of Nanit in my home between our nursery, our main bedroom, as well as the boys' bunk bedroom, and how we've really, cultivated the perfect mix of Nanit products for our family. I know every family's needs are ultimately unique, so we're gonna put a bunch of links below for you to shop Nanit yourself. Nanit also offers a lot of really cool bundles that kind of bundle, if you will, all of these products together. So we will link some of the top selling bundles, but be sure to peruse the Bugz website for more Nanit. And don't forget to check out, if you are doing a hardware mounted wall install for your Nanit products, then you can also check out our other YouTube video. We'll link that below. And at the end of the day, my friends, our goal at Bugz is to instill confidence in families navigating the early stages of parenthood. A lot of times we do that through car seat and stroller education, but we also get to do fun stuff like this, talking about baby monitors and nurseries and all of those fun things. Now, my watch is going crazy telling me that there's a lot of noise coming from the baby's room, so I'm gonna go change my notification settings. Have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one.